and welcome back to my channel. So in this video we will be discussing the important topics from pharmacotherapeutics. Now pharmacotherapeutics is again a new topic. Sorry, it is again a new subject. So in there are two types of therapies that a patient undergoes if he is diagnosed with any kind of disease. One is non-pharmacological approach and another is pharmacological approach. In non-pharmacological approach there is mainly lifestyle modification, dietary modification, etc. For example, if it is a person with hypertension, then they are asked to meditate more and to eat more of fruits and not much of processed food items and to lower their salt intake, etc. Then in pharmacological approach we mainly prescribe drugs. So the pharmacological approach of diseases, it is called pharmacotherapeutics, that is therapy using pharmacological products or using drugs or medications. So here first of all we have cardiovascular system. Here as you can see that the syllabus of pharmacotherapeutics, it is not much, so each and every topic is important. So first we have a cardiovascular system, in which we have hypertension, congestive cardiac failure, angina pectoris, MI, hyperlipidemia, electrophysiology of heart and arrhythmia. So here electrophysiology of heart is not that important. There is a graph about electrophysiology of heart that you should know. Then arrhythmias are also important. All these things, that is the cardiovascular system, respiratory system and endocrine system, these three topics you will also be learning in pathophysiology. So it is the same thing. Whenever you are asked to write a note in pharmacotherapeutics, you have to define the disease, write down the pathophysiology of disease and write down the symptoms and treatment codes using medications for that particular disease. So for example, in hypertension, pharmacotherapeutics, it is nothing but it is the combination of pharmacology and pathophysiology. So in pathophysiology we learn about how a disease is caused or what organs it affects, and in pharmacology we learn about what kind of medication can be used for what kind of disease, or if there is any medication then what is its target organ and what is its target therapeutic outcome. So those two things when combined leads to pharmacotherapeutics. So if you are asked to write a note on hypertension in pharmacotherapeutics, mainly they will ask how would you manage hypertension. So first you have to write what is the normal blood pressure range, what is the range in geriatrics, in pediatrics, etc. Then the pathophysiology of hypertension, that is how normally hypertension is maintained, how normally blood pressure is maintained in our body. Then what are the factors, the risk factors, etiology of hypertension, signs and symptoms of hypertension, and then pharmacological approach that you have to write. Then we have respiratory system, introduction to pulmonary function tests. These are very important. These pulmonary function tests you will also have the same in community pharmacy. Then we have asthma. So asthma, again you will learn the pathophysiology in human anatomy and physiology. And as we had in pharmacology, we had drugs affecting on respiratory system, in that we had bronchodilators, so they will come here. Then we have chronic obstructive airway disease. There are different approaches to management of asthma and COPD, so that you have to know. And then drug induced pulmonary diseases are very important. There is a flow chart, or you can say there is a table on drug induced pulmonary diseases. That table is very important. That table can be found in my notes. Yeah, my notes, they have a separate PPT on drug induced pulmonary diseases, so that covers all the diseases that you need to know. Then we have endocrine system. Here diabetes, thyroid diseases, oral contraceptive, hormone replacement therapy and osteoporosis are very important, and so is diabetes and thyroid disease. So oral contraceptive, they are asked once in 2 years or something like that. But osteoporosis is very much important, especially question is asked why women are more prone to osteoporosis than men. Then what is the normal level, what is the normal T value for osteoporosis, etc. Then management of osteoporosis is also very important, and same is the case for hormone replacement therapy. The adverse effects of hormone replacement therapy can be asked. Then who is the perfect candidate for hormone replacement therapy? Such questions can be asked. Then general prescribing guidelines for pediatric, geriatric and pregnancy and breastfeeding patients. These are very important topics. Especially you will learn about their importance when you will start with your ward rounds. बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली पीडियाट्रिक को जितना डोज चाहिए उससे ज़्यादा जीरियाट्रिक या फिर नॉर्मल एडल्ट को चाहिए. Geriatric patients, they mainly have bowel incontinency, mainly their renal system is not good, their fat level is decreased, their water level is decreased, and in pediatrics the water level is increased, so water soluble drugs will be distributed, will be highly distributed. So those are the points that you have to remember. And for pregnancy and breastfeeding, mainly you have to see if there are n number of drugs which are teratogenic for the fetus, so that you have to know. And also there is category A, B, D and X. A, B, C, D and X categories of drugs are there. So what are those categories, what are the drugs that fall under those categories, how these categories are determined, etc. you should be knowing. Then also in breastfeeding, what are the kind of drugs that are excreted through breast milk, how can you prevent excretion of certain drugs in breast milk, why certain drugs are excreted in breast milk, etc. For example, if we talk about pregnancy, then placental barrier can be crossed by molecules which are greater than 5000 Dalton, whose molecular weight is 5000 Dalton. So stuff like that you have to remember. Then we have ophthalmology. Here glaucoma, management of glaucoma is very important. There are two types of glaucoma. So those two types are very important. Then conjunctivitis, viral and bacterial. What are the specific organisms that cause viral and bacterial conjunctivitis? Especially symptoms are different. One has mucopurulent discharge, one has watery discharge, and difference in the pharmacological approach can also be seen, because obviously one is caused by bacteria, one is caused by virus. So that you have to remember in conjunctivitis. Glaucoma, you have open angle and acute angle glaucoma, and the symptoms vary, that you have to know. Then what are the medications that are given pre-surgery, post-surgery for patients of glaucoma, etc. Then we have introduction to rational use. Now this topic is also there in community pharmacy. So whether you learn in pharmacotherapeutics or community pharmacy, it will stay the same. So introduction to rational drug use, it is definition. And then we have role of pharmacist in essential drug concept and rational drug formulation. So essential drug concept is very much important, especially the definition. What makes a drug essential is more important. And yeah, that is it for pharmacotherapeutics. It is a new subject, but it is an amazing subject, especially when you will start with your ward rounds. This subject will help you the most, apart from pathophysiology and pharmacology. So when you combine, as I said earlier, pathophysiology and pharmacology, you get pharmacotherapeutics. It is nothing but therapy using pharmacological approaches. So that is it. Whenever you are asked to write a note on pharmacotherapeutics, you have to write the definition of the disease, pathophysiology of the disease, signs and symptoms, and if there are certain types like glaucoma, it is open angle, acute angle, then conjunctivitis, viral, bacterial, etc. Then if it is hormone replacement therapy, osteoporosis, such kind of disease, then why women are more prone, what are the adverse effects that can be seen due to prolonged hormone replacement therapy, etc. So you also have to mention the adverse effects, and then the therapeutic approach. Obviously you have to focus more on the therapeutic approach. Pathophysiology, you can write it down in chart form. So that is it for pharmacotherapeutics. The important books I have already discussed in one of my previous videos. I will link it up here somewhere, or it will be in the description box below. So I really hope that this video helped you. If you have any doubts, then let me know in the comment section below, or if you want my notes. Honestly, my notes in pharmacotherapeutics are very good, and a lot of you ask me what is my university. So I am from Gujarat Technological University, and my notes, they are according to syllabus from PCI. So whatever university you have, those notes will help you. So that is it. And yeah, if you want my notes, let me know in the mail. My mail ID is in the description box below. Goodbye, signing off. This is Sakshi asking you to subscribe to her channel and share my videos as much as you can.